Columbia.
Event
San
number
Diego
19,
State.
Men's Collegiate Novice A,
Santa
Lane
Barbara.
1, California.
Sac
Lane
State.
2, University of
Long
British
Beach
Columbia.
State.
Lane 3, San
Arizona
Diego State
State.
University. Lane
Attention.
4, UC Santa Barbara.
Go.
Lane 5, Sacramento State. Lane 6, Long Beach State. And Arizona State University in lane 7. Arizona State did not go at the start, so we'll see if they're going to have a restart. Yes, we are. Arizona State did not respond to the starter's command. They just sat in their starting area, and so we'll have a restart to this race. When? I'm not sure. Don't know the reason that the Sun Devils didn't take off, but they're just sitting there looking over their shoulder as the rest of the crews now come to a stop after rowing about 200 meters. I guess the coxswain may not have had the boat aligned. I don't know the reason, but there will be a restart.
Swing by the merchandise tent to pick up the latest in Crew Classic apparel. Crew Classic merchandise is available at the merchandise tent and at our online store at crewclassic.org.
So in this last race, Arizona failed to start. You have that option. It's very courageous. It's difficult to do to stay, but if you have a problem or your crew is not aligned, you do not have to start, and the officials will call them back.
From humble roots, a big vision, and the desire to share handcrafted beer with America's finest, Karl Strauss has grown from one brewery restaurant to a local institution. Make sure you try one of their tasty craft brews at the Karl Strauss Beer Garden here at the 40th Annual San Diego Crew Classic. By the way, don't forget to stop by the Chevrolet display and go for a test drive on a brand new 2013 Bolt, Cruze, or Traverse to receive a $5 voucher good at the Crew Classic concessions or beer garden. Want to thank our partners, the San Diego Zoo and Safari Park, for their continued support of the Crew Classic. Say, don't forget to swing by the San Diego Zoo Family Fiesta area and check out the local artists and the Kids Zone. Well, we got the explanation, the official explanation from the starter, and in case you didn't hear that, she indicated that on a start of a race, a crew is not obligated to start. So if they stay there, then they will stop the race and recall it. It's not something that happens very frequently, and without regard to the fact that this is a novice race, we can assume one of two things possibly with the Arizona crew not getting underway, is that either A, they were somewhat confused or out of it, if you don't mind my saying so, or number two, their coxswain was very courageous and did not get them underway. So without regard to what the reason was, they are reforming race number 19, the Men's Collegiate Novice A, and we'll have that on a start here as soon as possible. Once again, with this little downtime here, we'd like to invite you to wander through our vendor tent area. They have some outstanding displays and some very interesting merchandise and information that's available to you. And also, once again, like to mention about the Chevrolet test drive activity that's going on outside the main gate. And you have an opportunity to pick up a $5 voucher for concessions and food source and things like that around the Crew Classic if you take a test drive of Chevrolet. Jim, can you give us a little explanation about what, excuse me, Patty is going to explain a little bit about what's happening with this false start.
Yes, I have a pretty good idea why they didn't go. And as I said, a pretty courageous move, because you are always afraid that the officials are not going to call the race back. But I suspect what happened here is that there is a very strong crosswind there, and the crews, the coxswains, will have trouble holding their bows into the wind and keeping their crew on course. And the officials will do a countdown, or they're doing a roll call, and so everyone has to estimate about when they're going to start and make sure that their crews are pointing in the right direction. Yeah, I'm wondering if Jim saw it down at the start, but I suspected that their crew was pointed so sideways that it was better to not go than try to spend the first 400 meters getting back on course. Jim, did you see it?
I was actually focusing more to the middle crews, and I was watching all the crews take off, and I suddenly looked to my right and saw that the Sun Devil crew was just sitting there, kind of open-mouthed, looking over their shoulder as the other crews launched off the starting grid. So I'm not sure right now. I'm sitting right behind lane 7, and they are pointed towards the big tent at Crown Point. So they need to do some adjustment right now as I just watch them. So hopefully they'll do that by some sculling from the 3-man, reaching back and getting the 2-oar so that the bow will be pointed in the correct direction.
Yes, well, I suspect that the wind is pushing the bows towards lane 7, and she's not going to make that mistake again. But I think that coxswain showed a lot of poise holding her crew there if she did not have a good course.
British Columbia.
Okay, we're starting to pull the crews again. Once again, this is event number 19, Men's Collegiate
Sac State.
Novice A, lane 1, California.
Arizona State.
2, University of British Columbia. 3, San Diego State. 4, UC Santa Barbara. 5, Sacramento State. 6, Long Beach State. And in lane 7, Arizona State University. And once again, the Sun Devils are just sitting here. I don't know what's up. Maybe they just want to DQ. I'm not sure. But I'm going to follow the race here and wave to the to the Sun Devils. It's beyond me why they're still sitting, not racing. But that's part of life and living. Anyway, let's get back to reality. Coming up to 250 meters, early race leader, the Golden Bears from the University of California in lane 1. Second position goes to San Diego State in lane 3. Then it's the University of British Columbia in 4. UC Santa Barbara is in that 4th spot. Then we go to Sacramento State and Long Beach State trails. And once again, Arizona State still sitting. Now they finally pulled away from the stake boat area. That'll be an interesting story to follow up on and why they did not start. The Golden Bears easily on the lead, open water ahead of San Diego State University, who's in that second position. Quite a race for third between UCSB and University of British Columbia. Then we come back to Sacramento State, who has a boat length over the 6th place crew, Long Beach State. But crossing the 500 meter mark, your race leader in lane 1, University of California. Positions 2, 3, and 4, too close to call. This once again is event number 19, Men's Collegiate Novice A.
It is a novice race here, and these are developing rowers, and maybe that can explain some of the problems that Arizona State has had. But turning our attention to our race leader, Cal, they are in lane number 1. Lane assignments in lane number 2, University of British Columbia. In lane 3, San Diego State University. Lane 4, it is UCSB, Santa Barbara. Sacramento State is in lane 5, and Long Beach State in lane 6, and Arizona State having their troubles here in this novice race in lane number 7, trailing.
So Cal is looking very powerful and certainly in dominating. Chances are that even though this is a novice crew, which means first-year collegiate rowers, that they have a boat that has a lot of experience in it. I suspect that with Cal's reputation, they have recruited some of the top junior rowers in the country, and it certainly looks at it as they're rowing by. In talking about Arizona and some of the other throughs, what we say in novice rowing is every day is a new adventure. So it's often very, very exciting because more things happen in novice crews than the more experienced and more stable varsity programs. So we're seeing a lot of courage from some of these club crews here. University of British Columbia, San Diego State, which would be primarily cruise rowers that were recruited from on campus. I know for a fact that they do not have very many recruited juniors because they are a club program. So to see them and Santa Barbara in the mix here is pretty awesome.
Well, I remember that when we were working the '84 Olympics up at Lake Casitas, that one of the commentators that I was working with at that time was the legend University of Washington coach Erickson, and I had asked him about picking up junior rowers, and he said no, he hung around the basketball gym, and so when they cut basketball players, long and lanky and strong, he would recruit them for rowing. So the leverage that the taller individuals can put out there certainly was an attraction to Coach Erickson, and a very successful run at Washington over the years. Cal is on the lead, and they have opened up a lot of water here back to, and it looks like it may be San Diego State that has moved up on the University of California, Santa Barbara, but they are very close to one another. Then back in that fourth position in lane number 2 is UBC, and then we're going to need to track all the way back to Long Beach State, and then Sac State, Sacramento State University is trailing with Arizona. I don't even see them there. Well, they're off the course way down there, so I'm not exactly sure what the story was, and we'll try to get it to you when we can. Looking at the lead here, it is California currently on the lead as they're inside 500 meters to go, and they are moving along very smoothly and very cool. University of California, Santa Barbara has slid into that second position with San Diego State failing back a little bit, and then some open water back to University of British Columbia, and then far back in the pack would be Long Beach State and Sacramento State. This is Cal moving along very smoothly. They have about a 5 or 6 boat length of open water, as now we're having a shape up of a battle between San Diego State and the University of California, Santa Barbara. On the lead is Cal, moving smoothly, but now the attention moves to second position. On the near side, shore side, that is San Diego State University, and then the University of Santa Barbara outside, and they are really going at it right now and doing an excellent job. Both of them stroking at 35, so it matters the power that they're generating. They are almost bow marker to bow marker, USD and UCSB. Cal is crossing the finish line in the clear leadership, but our attention has moved now to second position. It is stroke for stroke, bow marker to bow marker, with Santa Barbara with a very slight lead. Although Santa Barbara just caught a crab and slowed them down a little bit, let's see if that gives San Diego State an opportunity. It is on the outside, Santa Barbara. On the inside, it's San Diego State. And it looks like Santa Barbara may cross over and pick up the victory there. I'm rather surprised that they were able to hang on, because they had one really bad stroke there, as in fact it apparently is Santa Barbara unofficially, followed by San Diego State, and then moving along is British Columbia. On the far outside will be Long Beach and then Sacramento State. A great row for second spot, and I'm not exactly sure what happened there between San Diego State and Santa Barbara. It was Santa Barbara that caught a bit of a crab, but they didn't slow down, and San Diego State was unable to catch up.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of white water from both of those crews. That's never a good sign. It means that you're slowing the boat down one way or the other. But those top 2 crews move into the grand final on Sunday, and 3 and 4 moving into the petite final.
Event number 20, Men's Collegiate Novice B, is underway. In fact, we're at the 500-meter mark in lane 1 at Stanford University. Lane 2, Gonzaga University. 3 is UC San Diego. 4, Santa Clara University. 5, UCLA. And lane 6, University of Southern California. At 500 meters, the